I love that cup.
It's so
thing.
good. I'll get you. I'll give you one too
Very
if
awesome.
you like it. It gives me. It's just like I feel like I'm always drinking a Coors Light. You know? 15 seconds.
30, 25.
Got it.
Get your pen on. Get your vape on.
Alright, 4, 3, 2.
Oh, it's different.
I'm coming over to say hi.
Get your
I'm
vape
coming
on.
over to say hi.
Noah has never been this close to me during the show, and I don't know
We
how
just
to
kicked
react.
it over here. Maybe I'm the guest today.
Oh, snap. Clarence is now the host. He says,
Clarence, be hosting.
welcome to About That
Time.
Time. I'm your host,
Clarence, thanks so much for having us, man.
Clarence.
Oh, really? Now, Clarence, I wanted to ask you. I'm really interested in your background. Are you related to the MGM Lion? Is that true? You guys are kind of like cousins or something? Is that how you got in the game?
I don't talk about my family.
Well, I respect that policy.
I made it on my own.
Clarence, you did make it on your own. I like that we got a little purple tint for Clarence too.
Yeah.
That's like pretty important.
He's the psychedelic lion.
But you know what time it is? It's time. We gotta. Should we spark this here?
Yeah.
Here, Blunt. Here, you can do the honors.
Oh, you know what?
Clarence, it's okay with you, right? Oh, good.
You need to wipe your mouth just a little bit, bro. It's a little bit in between your bottom teeth, fam.
Me?
Got some drool. No.
Oh, I thought I had like a little breakfast left over in my tooth. That would have been.
Did you have breakfast this morning?
I had like I had the sous vide egg bites from Starbucks. Would you call that breakfast?
That's just LA.
Well, I'll tell you this. They used to have zoom. Show them the blunt. Show them the blunt. All right.
It was porn music because this is a sexy blunt.
That's a sexy blunt. I agree. That's undeniable, actually. The thing is that Starbucks actually used to have a gluten-free breakfast sandwich that I was very into. But then it got canceled.
You know, I will admit, I did enjoy...
They canceled my gluten-free breakfast sandwich.
The reduced fat turkey bacon and egg white sandwich is pretty good.
Oh, yeah. I respect that.
They have to cook it long enough because if that middle is cold, it makes you want to throw up.
Come on, when you microwave something and it's like still cold, is there any worse feeling?
Especially when it's been like the 4th of July in the microwave. Like you hear it pop in and everything, and then you pull it out,
anticipation. You're ready for that. It's like putting wet clothing back on. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You're like, oh, my clothes got wet, and then you're like, I couldn't find another shirt. You're like, I have to put a wet shirt back on. That's what happens. That's the same feeling to me as when you microwave something and like the inside is still frozen.
Yeah. You're gonna get sick.
Gross.
Either way.
Not into it.
Either way.
How was your weekend, Kalia?
My weekend was pretty chill, actually. I ended up in San Diego, did a really cool comedy show in San Diego.
Shout out San Diego.
Wow. Yeah, they have this thing called, what's this nationwide thing called?
Oh, guys, we have a very special guest who may be arriving. I may be changing my seating position.
He's gone now.
We got Miss Neon in the building.
Hello.
How's it going?
Well, careful, watch your step.
Yep, watch your step, guys. The one and only Miss Neon is... we're going to have you sit here in the middle between me and Kalia.
You can come this way.
You can come whichever way you want.
Hi.
We have got all kind of very elaborate, coordinated... Hi.
How's it going?
It's a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Here we are. We're live on camera. Mary Jane, Westfest TV, all of the friends and family and Snoop Dogg out there on the internet. Thank you so much for joining us. It's about that time. Miss Neon has shown up, and that means we're about to kick things off.
I'll wait on it for now.
Sure.
Thank you.
Mary Jane, good afternoon, and welcome once again to About That Time. Here we are doing it up on a Monday. It's an afternoon. We're chilling, and we are very, very excited. Now, why are we so excited, you may ask? It is because we have Ms. Neon in the building. If you're not up on Miss Neon just put out her rap project, Pussy Stick, and followed that up with a documentary about her that you can check out on Paper Mag. So, Miss Neon, thanks so much for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
Genuinely a pleasure. Me and Kalia were just hanging out, chit-chatting about our weekends. She got down to San Diego this weekend.
Cool.
Had a pretty good
It
time,
was a
you
good
know.
time.
Catch some sun? Did you hit the beach?
No, it was just for the show. It was a one-day thing, in and out, but I had fun. I was in the North Park, San Diego. I'd never been to that part of town, so it was
What was the
pretty
vibe?
nice. Really chill, almost like small town vibe. Like
Nice.
everybody's walking
Not
the
a
streets. There were
city-ish.
arcades. Yeah.
I got
real-
you. I
real
got you.
Chill.
Now, have you ever taken the train to San Diego? I've been
No,
told
but
it's
I
kind
want to. I heard
of
it's beautiful.
cool. Yeah, it's like it's not too expensive, and you're on the coast.
Yeah.
And it's a little like throwback train moment.
Yeah.
California train life. Ms. Neon, you're joining us from at the NYC. We were both 917s. We were texting
Fuck
earlier.
yeah. Our numbers are really similar, too.
It's actually strange.
But you have 666 in yours. So.
I do. I chose that intentionally. I was like, oh,
really?
you got a 666 for me? I'll just take it.
That's super cool.
I know. It was bestowed upon me years ago, and it's still treating me well.
Yeah.
We have a comment from our audience. Let's check in with our audience. Okay. Hey there from Indiana. Love you guys. Fire in the hole. Linda Knapp, we fuck with you too.
Yes.
Shout out to Indiana. All those Hoosiers out there. Thanks for checking in. Anyone out there, you have some comments, you have some questions, make sure to leave them for us. We're going to be reading them throughout the course of the show. And anything you want to ask Miss Neon, Kalia, myself, or any of the Critter Clique, don't forget. Just, again, put them in the comments, and we'll get to them at some point. Now, Ms. Neon, tell me about this new project we have, Pussy Stick.
It's a single. I have a soft release going on SoundCloud, and we're doing an official release later this summer with a full length coming soon after that. And it's my first foray into, I guess you could say, rap music, although it's totally kind of my take on it, coming from like a punk and rock and metal and, you know, industrial background. So
Totally.
applying an experimental production value to rapping about things that I've just personally never heard anyone really talk about, or at least in, you know, my experience being trans and just owning my body and being, you know, just talking about my experiences and, you know, just
Gotcha. Yeah.
putting it all out there. And
I love that.
that's kind of where it jumps off, and the content develops as, you know, the full spectrum of like what my life is about. But I figured it'd be a good starting point to just come out with that and just be like, yeah, that's pretty much what's up. There's no questions about it. And
Now, what should the people know about the Pussy Stick?
well, it's it's an expression. I mean, I don't know, like the word tranny or she-male or chick with dick is kind of like not really PC, although I like to use those words, but it's sort of like
Not in vogue.
kind of taking it back a little bit, but pussy stick is a term that I did not invent, actually. There was this, it's not around anymore, but there was this YouTube channel called Tea Time with the Girls that was like an all-trans like talk show, and they would just go off about shit, and they used to use the word pussy stick in their, you know, in the clique and on the show, and I just thought that was really such a great catchphrase, and it really rhymed. It just really rhymed with like chicks with dicks, pussy stick. So
Yeah, it's good. You just throw that in a rap. Super easy, man.
It's
Pussy
cute.
Stick. It just works. It's destiny.
thank you.
Destined to rap the Pussy Stick. Now, obviously, you're saying, you know, you come from more of a punk background. That's kind of, you play guitar and et cetera, et cetera. Were there, you know, what were your kind of earlier hip hop influences now that you're experimenting with that genre?
My God, I mean, back in the 90s, I used to listen to a lot of hip hop. I mean, Lil' Kim, obviously, Junior Mafia, Biggie, Dead Prez, huge fan. Saw them in concert once, actually. It was great. You know, 3 6 Mafia, Busta Rhymes, Gravediggers.
Oh, yeah, for
Too
sure.
Short.
Now,
I don't know, yeah.
how about the process of getting to the point where you were comfortable rapping yourself? Was that something that you always played around with personally before? You just never done it publicly? Or was that something that was more of a process for you?
It's funny. I actually haven't really talked about this, but long ago, I had this sort of fantasy with like seeing how my career would pan out, and then I always wanted to have like a trans character that was a rapper that no one would know was me. And then I kind of forgot about that fantasy that I used to have until recently, and I really just actually became that. I don't know, when I started transitioning almost like 3 years ago at this point, a lot of new opportunities opened up for me. I moved out to LA. I was just really, really open to trying and starting all new things that I hadn't yet done. And before that, musically, I was in somewhat of a niche of like the Italo disco synth pop, synth punk kind of world, which I always liked.
Yeah.
But I was getting a little tired of it for myself because I was doing that kind of thing for so long. And I've been collaborating with a lot of producers since I've been out here. And one of them that I was working with, we were having a meeting and I just said, well, I've always kind of wanted to rap. And he sent me a beat one day and said, will you rap on it? He gave me a verse to rap on. And then once I actually recorded and heard myself doing it and like writing in that way, I was like, I think this is the new direction. And
Let's try this.
I wrote Pussy Stick was the first song that I wrote of this new style. And
Amazing.
it's kind of no going back. I mean, once I'm really out there talking about what I'm talking about, I can't go back to singing like, you know, sugar pop Italo disco songs. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Keeping
And I
it-
love that.
You've up-leveled the realness a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it just felt real, and it felt like I was really saying something for myself and something that, you know, could hopefully help or be good or be something for other people too.
Yeah. Well, speaking of being good for other people, in terms of your process with transitioning, how important was your support group? How important were people around you in helping you in that process?
Extremely so. I would have done it either way. I always knew I was going to go down that path, like at some point over the course of my life. I never felt trapped in the wrong body. I just knew that I would evolve into a female, like as I got older or whatever. And it just kind of happened really fast. I started taking hormones, and it just happened like pretty quickly. And you know, people like outside of my core group was very supportive. My family was extremely supportive. I'm really extremely lucky for that.
Yeah.
But outside of that, like society and on the whole was like so much nicer to me after I transitioned. It's really an odd experience. Like I definitely have more privilege in society as a trans woman than I did as like a non-binary boy, because I never fit the male archetype. So
Right.
I was like, so it's been a really positive experience for me for the most part, with some, you know.
Yeah. I mean, you know, there's always bumps in the road, right?
Yeah.
Now, what about different coasts, different countries? Do you find that people receive you differently in New York versus LA versus other places in the U.S.?
I mean, generally speaking, LA has always been so much more supportive of like the music and creative work that I've done, and I always really just had so much fun out here playing shows, and that was a big part of the reason why I moved here, because it was just a lot more career and industry opportunity for me, and people are, I think, just nicer, like on a like just a street level, you know what I mean? And I grew up East Coast, so I'm actually from Boston originally, so I mean, I'm glad I left, but I'm glad I grew up there because it definitely made me tough. And but there's like people go out of their way to just be tough and aggressive all the time, you know, in New York and especially in Boston. And so I think it helps you gauge character really well coming from that, but I really appreciate just being around like more friendly people and like nice weather. And a lot's changed in the last few years with people's acceptance and openness about trans and a lot of issues, but I think especially here it's like even more like people don't give a fuck, like dating and stuff like that. I used to have to always, you know, like, is this guy gonna murder me or this, that? I mean, that stuff does happen. It's not like that we're over that, but it's definitely like, you know, I always disclose. I think it's always good to disclose if I think it's obvious, but I always like to just say, so you know, right? Just so you know. And they're like, oh yeah, no big deal. You're just a woman like any other girl. And I'm like, okay, thanks. I'm like, I have the issue now. It's not even...
Put it back on you.
But it's weird and cool and fun. I don't know. For everything fucked up that's going on in the world, there's a lot of progress happening too. And it's an interesting time to be alive.
I like that. Let us celebrate the progress. Well, Ms. Neon, we do a segment here on About the Time. We call it Post It Up. We take some posts. We put them on the screen. You tell us the story behind them. What's going on in your world? I mean, you're looking fresh today. This next picture is another example, I think, of Miss Neon just keeping it very, very fresh. You're looking good. The picture is upside down, but
Yeah.
you know, sometimes pictures are upside down. But tell us what's going on in this flick. You got a nice look on.
Thank you. That was a photo by my friend Adam Amengwal, who was one of the producers for the documentary that Paper put out. And that was an outtake from the docuseries that he did. And yeah, the project actually started with him photographing me in still. Actually, it was meant to be photographing me in still, and then it developed into a short documentary. And then during that, he did photographs. And yeah, my closet was a mess at the time, and they were always really intrigued by it, and they wanted to like photograph it. And I was like, no, you can't. It's a mess. And so I was like, okay, you can shoot me in my closet if you let me just sort of like give you a shot.
Right. You got to curate it a little more.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about what's in the closet, though. Are you a hoarder? Do you have a specific genre of thing that you're always trying to get more pieces of? Like, what's your collection like?
Well, that was definitely a moment in time where I was just like, ruffling when I have shows and things and that, like, there's just a chaos. So that was just in the midst of that, and there is a certain beauty to the chaos of it, and I do appreciate that. But what's my thing? Probably shoes. Yeah.
What do you think defines a good shoe?
Oh my God, I could probably go off about that for a while. Comfort, and I don't like heels that are wobbly or that are painful. I think a lot of shoes, especially design like, I mean, these are Dior, and these are actually really nice and really well made, but it's a preference. The placement of the heel. My dad's a podiatrist, so
wow. It runs in the family.
I have that
it runs
extra.
in the family.
I kind of realized after a while, I'm like, maybe my shoe fetish has something to do with, because I'm really aware of like where the heel placement is, what the heel's made out of, what the materials are. I won't wear, sorry to offend anyone, but I won't wear synthetic leather or anything. It's just really uncomfortable, and it doesn't last. And so I like materials that are natural, and it has to be comfortable because I wear heels.
Absolutely.
24 hours a day.
And you got to check your foot health. I mean, you as the child of a podiatrist, like not everyone is aware of their foot health and how important it can be.
Yeah, it's got to be supportive and, make you feel like $1 million.
Well, speaking of feeling like $1 million, the next picture that we have, I don't know whether it's $1 million, but it's definitely quite a look that's going on here. Bone in the hair, chilling out. What's going on in this flick?
That was a behind-the-scenes shoot last week, actually, for my friend Sylvia Black's new single. She's an amazing singer, and she does a couple guest vocals on my new record that's going to be coming out soon. And so, yeah, her new song is really cool, and she was going for like kind of a jungly kind of vampire-like thing. So I had this look, kind of a headhunter, I don't know, just jungle
vampire.
Jungle catwalker, I don't know. Just kind of did it on the spot. And then Celeste, who's pictured with me, is another dear friend and collaborator. We have another band together called Princessed, which is like a cyberpunk band. I play guitar in it and produce. And so we were in it together, and then she did the special effects makeup. And it was sort of a cut to of us being like pretty and then being like
wild,
zombified and vampired out. And
now, is jungle zombie jungle vampire something that you feel like was already in your vocabulary a bit? Do you ever go for the jungle vampire on your own?
I feel like it brought that out in me that was always there. I mean, Sylvia definitely came up with the concept of it, and yeah, it was great.
Well, maybe I'll get in touch with our inner jungle vampires, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have another comment from the audience we want to check in really quick. Hello from the Czech Republic. All right, we're worldwide, guys. That's what you need to know about that time. We are worldwide. We're also going to check in Mary Jane, Westfest TV, all the people out there in the Snoopaverse. Thank you guys so much for joining us. This is About That Time. We're chilling with Miss Neon. We're doing our segment called Post It Up. We have another one. This is another hot look. A pink Cadillac or a vintage car. I don't think that's a Cadillac per se.
I love that car.
But that's a nice car.
It gives me Grease. Pink ladies.
Yeah. It's so good. That was outside the Mayan Theater during Lucha Vabum, which, if you're not familiar, is a really... they do it 4 times a year, and it's an amazing production that's common. The focal point is luchador wrestling with burlesque and musical acts and performance art. And I was a special guest performer for one of them during Halloween. It was great. I came down from the ceiling with bat wings.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
High production value. And
That sounds pretty
so they
sweet.
do it 4 times a year at the Mayan Theater. My friend Miss Rita is one of the founders. And so, yeah, like we always just go and hang out and it's super fun. And there's always like hot rods and rat rods
Okay.
and like, you
Very
know.
cool.
So I've seen that. I've gotten the picture on that car a couple times now because it's usually, I don't know who owns it. I'd like to know.
But it's always posted
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Post it up.
Yeah, it's just.
And that's what we are, is
It's
posted
so
up.
hot.
Cool. Well, speaking of keeping it hot, we have another flick. This is a nice little series here. You got a bunch of different Polaroids all together. What was going on in these pictures?
Oh yeah, that was a photo shoot that was done at my place in Hollywood for another side project group that is in the works with my friend Zach Myers and Nicolette and Celeste again. And Zach was actually the producer that encouraged me to start rapping for the first time. And
Oh, there you go.
he's a really, really talented producer. And he's, yeah.
Kick those rhymes.
Yeah,
That's
that
good
was cool.
advice.
So that was a photo shoot for a project that we've just been kind of like working on. It's a very like esoteric acid house, like tribal, just like
With it.
psychedelic freak out kind of techno project.
Yeah, seems legit.
Yeah,
seems
it's
legit.
pretty cool.
Well, speaking of psychedelic freakouts, this next one definitely is bringing some vibrant colors. Going all yellow, rocking the squirt.
I love that.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
That was photographed by Hayden Parker Day, who's a really, really talented fine art photographer. That was a year and a half ago, or I don't know, not too long after I moved to LA. And yeah, her work is just really great. She shot Celeste a lot. She's shot a lot of people, and she shoots on film. And I actually hit her up. I don't usually hit up that many people to like be like, hey, take my picture. But I just loved her work, and I was like, I would love to work with you because it's high concept. So, and then she wrote me back. She was like, oh, I was going to write you. And I was like, oh, simpatico. And so this series was about like product placement and like pop, you know, just real pop art and like working products into the.
That's hot.
And I was just like, I love that.
I love the hair. The hair and the earrings.
Yeah, it's really glowing. It's got a
My hair's
glowing
almost like-
aura.
If I just brush my hair out, it just does that.
That's pretty nice body you got.
Thank you.
For the hair. I like it.
It's my Dominican gene.
There we go.
Shout out to our genes.
I'm like one of 5 Dominicans in LA, which is kind
Yeah,
of stupid.
in New York, you take for granted you can get like
Yeah.
Dominican food on pretty much every block here or there in some neighborhood. Out here, no
Not
can
so
do.
much.
Yeah. Well,
tough.
I just feel like even more of a unicorn.
There you go.
There you go, Dominican unicorns out here running it on the West Coast. Speaking of running it, we have one more from Posted Up. Holding it down on stage, rocking, rapping, all the above.
That's okay. So that's this really fun party that I do once a month with a whole group of people. This guy named Julian from Foxes magazine. He runs this nightclub called Club Foxes, and they have all these different nights. And so, since January or so, we've done this monthly where it's a live band consisting of different people from all different bands, and it's like 70s glam and punk covers. I hate it, kind of dumbs it down, but we do like renditions of, I don't know, do like Dead Boys or Gigi Allen or T-Rex or Runaways or
Classic.
it's kind of 70s centric, and I MC the night, and I do like 2 songs throughout the night, and we have guest singers. We had it's a really fun party.
People turn up.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Now, you're speaking, we were listing off some, cool hip-hop influences before. You just named some cool rock influences. Do you feel like there's anyone that, is there people that have gone between both of those energies in a way that you feel like has really worked?
Have you ever heard Wendy O. Williams' rap album?
No. I'm up on the Dee Ramone rap album.
That one's good too. Actually doesn't really work, but it's great. That just came to mind because Wendy O. Williams is like, God. Crossover. What's a good crossover of that? I mean, I don't know. I feel like Tricky is someone that always defied genres.
Yeah.
It's always been a huge influence to me. I was always really into trip hop and experimental music. And I mean, the more I'm doing it, it doesn't even feel like I'm so much like rapping anymore. I'm just like making music, and I'm just having a different delivery of vocalization, and I'm, you know, implementing more singing back into it, and there's a lot more rock influence going on now. But who else? I don't know.
It's pretty fun.
I don't know.
Well, we're out here.
Paris Hilton's rapping now.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
I
she can DJ,
love.
she can rap.
And let's do a collaboration, girl.
Paris, hit us up.
Yes.
We want to
please.
chill. Let's
Mhm.
collaborate. We can make this happen. It could be good for everyone.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Thanks, Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
Well, Mary Jane, thank you for checking in with us. This is about that time. It is a lit-ass Monday. We're chilling with Miss Neon. Everyone out there, Westfest TV, Snoop's universe on social media. We want to take one moment to check in about our sponsor, Loon Cannabis. They make beautiful vape pens. They make wonderful pre-rolls. We enjoy them here on the show. Undeniable. Just delicious. Also, guys, if you're just checking in, we have one of the leaders of our critter clique, Bowie the cat, chilling right here. He's playing around with the uniques. They're our butterflies. They're having fun. They hang out with us. That's our critter clique. You know, you got to roll with your furry friends because they got good energy. They can just keep chilling you out. Now, Ms. Neon, we checked in with you on Post It Up. We like to make sure we also check in with the world as a whole. We do a segment called Roll the News. We find some headlines from around the world. We talk about them. Okay. So the first story actually is directly related to weed. The federal transportation official says that they've done research that says marijuana consumers think they drive better while high. I don't know, guys.
I think so.
I definitely drove better when I was stoned.
I think there's weight to that. I don't think it's just people thinking that. I think we need a really big research project on this one. You know, are stone drivers actually better?
I think so, because it's like, I mean, personally, I'm paying more attention because I'm high.
Yeah.
I'm like focused.
Yeah, and you're just like in the zone. Like you're instead of being distracted and trying to do 1,000 things, you're just that's your zone.
This is the one thing I can do right now is drive.
Well, I think the federal transportation administrator Heidi King said that most users of marijuana who have participated in market research we have developed are saying they believe they drive safer when they're high because they're very focused and they're being very cautious. Okay, so guys, alcohol we know causes a lot of harm, especially behind the wheel. Maybe weed is like, you know, for bad drivers, you have to be stoned. Yeah. Just get in that zone.
I always drove like exactly. I mean, this was more when I was like a teenager, and the weed's a lot stronger out here, so I don't know how I feel so much now. But I don't know. Yeah, I always was just very like listening to my music and just real focused, and I was never speeding or anything. I never got a ticket or got pulled over.
Guys, weed could be the magic ingredient to becoming a more responsible driver.
True.
I mean, there's a lot of innovations out there, but that could be a major breakthrough if we can prove this with science.
Definitely.
All right, guys, we'll get behind the wheel. You know, think twice because the cops have not come on page with that yet. But, you know, we know about our own personal experiments. Here's a little bit more of a challenging story. A customer recently was eating at Buffalo Wild Wings in LA. Do you ever eat at Buffalo Wild Wings?
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Miss Neon. I mess with some wings. I love a good wing. I can't deny that. Buffalo Wild Wings has pretty good wings. Go watch a little sports, eat a wing, have a beer. You know, it's a pretty chill time. But it can be very unchill because this customer had a rat fall from the ceiling onto their menu while at the Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yes.
Just rats from the ceiling at Buffalo
They
Wild Wings.
wanted some too.
Wow. Something always told me not to order from them. Maybe that's why.
I don't know, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Maybe it was one of the rats.
Rats, I mean...
I do love some wings, though, but they're... It can go so many ways.
It can go so many ways, especially when there's rats involved.
Yeah. I mean, if it was just like a rat wing,
right?
You know, like prepared very nicely, I would.
You never know,
guys. Buffalo Wild Wings, you need rat wings on the menu.
You've
heard it here first. It's all about being ecologically aware, and maybe rat wings could save the world. You know?
Yeah.
If people could really, if you could sauce them up real good, rat wings.
I mean, because there was once a time where like people were like, "You can't eat chicken wings."
Totally. Totally.
us
It's
now.
all about societal norms and
Look at us
perception.
now.
You know what I mean?
People kill rats all the time without thinking about it, so we might as well.
Yeah.
I always wanted a rat for a coat. The New York rats, the real gnarly ones.
Yeah, gnarly
people don't-
rats. There's a lot of energy in there.
So many of them.
We've got a comment in from our audience real quick. After smoking, I'm way more focused on the road. There you go, guys. The audience is verifying. If we
Thank you,
say it's
Cammie.
true and the audience says it's true, I would
It's
have to
true.
say it must be true. It's pretty hard to deny that. It's pretty hard evidence. So that would took us back a story, but we're back in the rats at Buffalo Wild Wings. Have you ever had a strange culinary experience along the lines of a rat falling from the ceiling while you're trying to eat?
No, not like that. I was in Italy one time, and like super American. I went to a restaurant and asked if they had fettuccine alfredo, and they just gave me a look, and then they were like, "Yeah, we have it." And then they brought me the pasta, and there was plastic baked into the food.
Oof.
Yeah,
No one wants to eat
Really?
baked plastic.
yeah.
No good.
Was
That's
that
a pass.
was that like a fuck you for asking us that?
It was some shade for sure.
Damn.
Yeah, because it was like a nice restaurant, and there was just like a sheet of plastic like in the middle of it, like baked in.
Eat plastic? No.
So don't order fettuccine alfredo in Italy.
Don't.
Seriously.
Gonna get
if
fucked
it's
with.
not muy authentico, they're gonna get mad at you.
Yeah.
Do you generally have exotic taste in food, or you like to keep it simple?
My God, I love McDonald's. I eat McDonald's like 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah,
what's your order at
go-to?
McDonald's?
Double quarter pounder with cheese.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I was reading recently that they just changed to new kind of beef. Like before it was frozen beef, and now they've replaced that with fresh beef in all of their burgers. Have you noticed a difference as a regular McDonald's customer? That has the burger quality
It's
improved
really,
recently?
really good. Like I
Interesting.
kind of didn't fuck with McDonald's for a while in New York, but I used to eat it all the time. I was like, I swear to God, McDonald's is my hormone treatment. Like, since the early days, there's been studies that show McDonald's French fries actually prevent baldness in men.
Interesting.
I didn't dig into it much deeper than that because that gave me all the validation I needed. But
Definitely health food.
but that in itself says that there's some sort of hormone in it because that's definitely a byproduct of androgen blockers.
Okay. Well, McDonald's gets a thumbs up, I guess. Okay.
Preserves me. All the chemicals just keep me.
Yeah, totally. I think that they're, it could go all kinds of ways. We have one more story on Roll the News tonight. There has been a competition that has just been completed. It is not for an Olympic gold medal. It is for the world's ugliest dog. They have selected the world's ugliest dog.
so cute.
Here he is. It occurred at the Sonoma Marin Fairgrounds and Events Center.
I love it.
This pooch goes by the name of Scamp the Tramp.
Scamp the tramp.
Yo, he's tramped up. That's a real
Wow.
trampy look. I mean, I kind of mess with that dog. I could see myself
So cute.
being chill
Yeah.
with Scamp the
Yeah.
Tramp. Look at that tongue. That's real tongue action. I could be Scamp the Tramp. Here, let me see.
You
It's like
are.
a little.
I'm embodying Scamp the Tramp.
Yeah.
I could be the world's ugliest dog, guys.
Don't
It's
say
like a
these
little
things.
hyena stillborn.
Yeah. A stillborn
That's perfect,
hyena.
yeah.
Well, he's really going for that stillborn hyena look. His owner would, I think, be very proud.
It's like
now,
a Brussels Griffin a little bit though too. It has that
I agree.
Ewok-y kind of look. It's cute.
According to his bio, a quote-unquote no amount of conditioner can calm his messy and furry hair. His owner said that she rescued him at the last hour from an LA animal shelter, and it's been a match made in heaven. Now, Scamp the Tramp's owner says the secret to her continued success with World's Ugliest Dog is because of this beautiful hair and this little rescue dog that now is world famous for being the world's ugliest dog.
He looks like a sweetheart.
Yeah.
He looks like a sweetheart. I mean, that's the thing. The uglier you are, potentially there's a correlation to how golden your heart is. You know,
Gotta
it looks
be.
like a little puppy with a heart of gold.
Gotta be.
Aw.
Do you have an animal?
No, I used to. I had a dog growing up named Ajax. I got his name tattooed on my knuckles.
Shout out to Ajax. What kind of dog was Ajax?
He was a terrier.
Oh, nice.
Also like a mutt. I love mutts. I'm a mutt.
Yeah.
So
Mud life.
he was cute. I had him from when I was in first grade till I moved away from home when I was 19. He
Oh,
died
wow.
just like a couple of weeks after I left.
Damn. Well, Ajax, he's in doggy heaven. This is our dog on the show. This is Fuzzbutt the Husky. He may have eaten at the Buffalo Wild Wings or something like that. He thinks he's feeling a little queasy. it happens. Animals get enthusiastic. They'll eat anything sometimes. Fuzzbutt might have gotten a little green. We have one more comment here from the audience. Guys, what's going on? Love the show. Edwin,
too.
we love you. Thank you for the love. We love you right back. Because at about that time, it's all about the love. Mary Jane, Westfest TV, the Snoopiverse. We're just spreading love, chilling here with Miss Neon, smoking on our Loon vaporizers, having a great time, per usual. Now...
I want to get one of those.
Oh, yeah. We have a gift bag for you, Ms. Neon. Don't worry.
Cool. I love presents.
Now, Ms. Neon, we checked in with you. We checked in with the world. We also like to make sure we check in with the stars. We do a segment we call Astrology Time. We break out our salt crystal lamp to set the mood. We turn it on, make it happen, expand the aura. We change our color. We go into another dimension. It's Astrology Time. We're interdimensional here.
Yeah.
So what we do with Astrology Time, now you're a Libra.
Yeah.
And do you read your horoscope often?
No, not really.
Yeah, just kind of on occasion you'll peep it in the newspaper or online or something.
There's this one Russian YouTuber that I watch once in a while. I don't otherwise follow astrology, but she's just super hardcore and direct. She's like, Libra, get your fucking shit together. Clean the fucking house. Stop delaying time. You're gonna be fucking fine, but you gotta act. She's just very that. I'm like, I don't want
to the point.
Yeah.
That's preferred. Now,
otherwise I know what's going on.
Yeah, as you know, the horoscope can be here, it can be there. Sometimes it says things, oh, you're gonna fall in love. Maybe it's on point, maybe it's not. What we did is we took your horoscope, we pulled some sentences out of it. You're gonna tell us if you think it's on point or not. Okay. So element number 1. Romance is a roller coaster ride. What do you think?
Of course,
yeah, I mean that seems pretty generally applicable. I mean, Kalia, I'm sure
Yes,
you can
it
agree.
absolutely is.
Guys, if romance isn't a roller coaster ride for you, please let us know in the comments because pretty sure that this is pretty applicable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, romance is not boring, and it can drive you crazy. So, try to keep it mellow. Element number 2 from your horoscope. Tell us if you think this is on point or not. May have a hard time maintaining a strict nutritional regimen. It sounds like from what we learned about your McDonald's habit earlier that this one may be pretty on point.
I guess. I mean, I've just trained my body to be of a certain toxicity level. That's it's appropriate to what the earth is right now.
Yeah.
But I do eat well when I'm dating, and I like fine dining.
Yeah.
But, other than that, eating when I just have to is just very masturbatory. It's like, I just have to eat and whatever. It's not something I like to do that much. But I do love McDonald's. It's satisfying. It's great. Keeps me young and beautiful.
Do you do the French fries or you do just the burger?
Oh, French fries. Totally.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, sometimes
Are
you
you
have a French fry.
larging the meal?
Sometimes.
I heard that.
Wendy's is like my real treat.
Wendy's is more indulgent.
Bomb. What's your Wendy's order? Because mine is the spicy crispy chicken sandwich.
It's usually like a double cheeseburger.
Okay.
I would do spicy crispy chicken. I'm a fan of the spicy crispy chicken sandwich wherever it is.
Yeah.
If I go to KFC or to Wendy's or to anywhere, if there's a spicy chicken sandwich option,
No one's getting it.
probably mine.
Same.
I'm probably gonna go for it. That's also a thing at LA restaurants. Is the off-menu fried chicken sandwich is kind of like the fine dining restaurant will actually have an off-menu fried chicken sandwich. Like the Thai restaurant, actually, Night Market Song, that's very critically acclaimed at Silver Lake. They have an off-menu fried chicken sandwich that's supposed to be the shit. So we could tour the world, guys, and eat fried chicken sandwiches.
I'm with it.
Spicy, very important. Could be
I
fun.
do love a good, really nice steak, though.
Also,
Taylor's Steakhouse.
Oh, Taylor's is lit down in Koreatown. Shout out to Taylor's. We have another one from your horoscope. Tell us if you think this is on point. This also kind of relates back to the food thing. They may endorse fad diets rather than sensible eating. Have you ever gone for a fad diet?
No, but my diet is a fad now. So I'm just realizing, because I've always, with very few exceptions, I've always just eaten once a day and whatever the fuck I want for years. And it's been, for me, I don't know, I don't exercise. I mean, I just know, like, I kind of maintain it, like, my weight pretty much no matter what I eat, but I only eat once a day.
It's
Really?
so maybe you need to write a diet book.
Well-
The Eat Once a Day diet.
Now they call it intermittent fasting.
But they used to tell you breakfast was the most important meal of the day.
Fuck
So it's like,
breakfast.
So because you
Jeez.
only eat once a day, like around what time of the day is that? Is it just whenever you get hungry, or is it
Usually
like...
later in the day.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Like I guess around dinner time.
right.
There you go.
So just dinner.
And
then
maybe I'll
nothing.
have like a cookie, like for breakfast.
What about like an almond?
Yes, I like an almond.
I like
One
an
almond.
almond. Yeah,
Yeah.
An almond.
Yeah, like a carrot.
Okay. So it's the intermittent fasting plus an almond and a carrot diet.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
if, wrapping is a good, direction. I think fad diets, there's definitely demand for fad diets.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like it's like you can't keep up with the fad diets.
Right. No. It used to just be Atkins.
Atkins was a fad. South then became South Beach. They like
Yeah.
they like zhuzhified it. It was Atkins, and then like the Atkins dude died, so they had to call it South Beach or
Beach.
something like that. You never know.
I try to do keto. Like usually when I'm going out to eat and I try. I know I love carbs. That's the only thing that I like can feel like.
I also feel like you kind of like need carbs, like
Yeah.
true zero carbs. I like get like a headache. It's
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you don't have to eat like a whole plate of fries, but like you kind of need like 4 French fries just to like make your brain straight.
I know
Absolutely.
my body craves it. But when I don't eat them during a meal, I do have more energy.
It's true.
But-
It's true. It's a roller coaster effect.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it is. And fad diets, they're out there, guys. Make sure you do your homework. We have one more from astrology time tonight. Becomes more goal oriented as they learn to trust themselves. Do you think you've become more goal oriented now?
Definitely. Yeah,
Sounds
for sure.
What you want to tell us a little bit more about how that process has evolved?
I mean, with the new music I've been doing, I mean, it's just really taken front and center stage. And I've always had, as I still do, but I've always had a lot of parallel careers. I've been a couture hat designer for a very long time, about 10 years now. And that was something I did more of in New York. There's just more of a demand that you have to do so many things just to stay afloat. So I still do that. I still, I DJ sometimes. I do some modeling, acting, which is something I want to continually get like more into. But when I moved to LA, I just really felt like, music is my life. I really just want to put my focus really on that first and foremost at the top of my pyramid, and just made a practice of it, and just got really focused. And I'm really good at manifesting and attracting, So yeah, more goal oriented in a specific way has really benefited me, and as opposed to just like I would just kind of
Good
be
scatter.
available for whatever was
Right.
like the thing at the time, which is still somewhat true if the right thing is around. But I'm very
Like coming to be on a guest of About That Time.
yeah,
You know
this
what I
is
mean?
a great
Here
opportunity
we
to
are.
come hang out
Just,
with you guys.
you know, like,
Thank you.
just come chill with us, guys. That's what it's all about. Well, everyone out there, try to stay goal oriented and try to trust yourself. 2 good things.
Yeah, not second guessing yourself.
Yeah, second
It's
guessing
really
yourself
important.
can really be an enemy.
Because I used to do that a lot, and now I like really don't.
Yeah, just try to go with it, man. Well, that was astrology time. I think the horoscope had some insights for us.
Sure.
It checked in. It gave us some little
What was your
nuggets.
source for the?
I just talk to the stars, and the stars tell me what we should discuss, and
Of
it
course.
goes from there. I have a direct line actually to
The
the
Akashic record.
to the universe.
Yeah.
Well, Ms. Neon, thank you so much for coming through. We like to make
Yeah.
sure we give you a chance to let the people out there in the world of Mary Jane know about what they should be checking from you this coming year.
My first full-length mixtape / album is coming out. Hopefully late summer, early fall. I'm in the mastering process right now with Mike Wells Mastering, who's a fucking genius.
Shout out Mike Wells.
And yeah, that's my primary big focus of the year. I'm going to
Wonderful.
Australia next week.
Oh, wow, that's
fun.
exciting. What's
For-
going on in Australia?
I'm speaking at a music conference called Changes, and I'm actually doing like a 2-person panel with Lydia Lunch.
Oh,
very
wow,
cool.
that's
She's
high
a-
level.
Yeah, she's a great friend of mine, and we got booked to go out there and do this gig. So I've never been there before,
Big spiders.
and yeah, more traveling. I hope to get on some sort of mini tour by the end of the year, but definitely next year and onward. I want to be touring a lot. So
Amazing new stuff coming from Miss Neon, guys. Mary Jane, About That Time. I'm Noah Rubin. That's Clea McNeil. Thank you so much again for coming through, Miss
Thank
Neon.
you.
It's
Yes.
been lit. About That Time. We'll be back very soon.